The story begins on a somber note, with everyone attending a funeral in the rain. The protagonist, Ray White, remembers the demise of his partner, Havard, before he releases power in the form of an overheat. Before we begin, follow if you want to zap into the latest anime trends and hit the subscribe button so you never miss any update from us. Ray enters a ridiculously large academy when a girl named Wanda bumps into him. It seems that he's infamous for being from an ordinary family. Another student, Albert Allium, shows up with his posse of delinquents and says that the students here need to be of noble blood as the Arnold Academy of Sorcery was built solely for aristocrats. Albert mocks Ray, calling him an ordinary, and tries to hit him when Amelia Rose, a girl from one of the three top families, intervenes. Albert and his gang promptly retreat before Rose introduces herself to Ray. She praises Ray for being the first ordinary to be enrolled in the academy. During the entrance ceremony, the principal, Abby Garnett and Amelia give speeches on the importance of hard work for the talented sorcerers. Amelia is the first year's representative. In class, Ray introduces himself before the instructor, Helena Grady, begins class. Ray daydreams about his past before Helena gets his attention as Amelia explains how the Sorcery Society is separated into 5 ranks: bronze, silver, gold, platina and grand. There are only 7 grand sorcerers in the world, including the principal Abby, the burning sorcerer, the charming sorcerer Carolyn, and the hero of the Far East War, the Iceblade sorcerer. After a slight hindrance caused by Albert, class begins, and Helena explains that sorcery is the technique to reconstruct using prima materia. The main concept is code theory, where prima materia is processed into magic using the brain. Sorcerers use the 4 types of materials, solid, liquid, gas and plasma to materialize magic. A shy student then asks Helena about the anti-material code. She states that no sorcerer currently exists who can use it. The students get to practicing the basics, with Ray seeming to have the least impressive magic. After class, Ray finds the shy girl, Alyssa Griffith, looking for Ainsworth's books on anti-material code in the library. The two exchange introductions before talking about Ainsworth and their mutual interest in her. During the conversation, Ray compliments Alyssa's hair and finds out that she's a half-elf. Back in his dorm, Ray bonds with his roommate, Evie Armstrong, over having spectacularly muscular bodies. The next day, Ray meets Rebecca Bradley, a third-year student and part of the top 3 families. The third family is the Olgren family. On the way to meet Abby, Ray bumps into Clarice Cleveland, and the two have an interesting first meeting. Ray meets Abby and calls her Colonel. Both of them seem to be from the same army unit. The next day, Albert and Ray enter a mock duel as part of class. Ray is being called the Withered Sorcerer as a mocking term, but he quickly overpowers Albert, establishing his power to the students and the principal, revealing that he's the fabled hero, the Iceblade Sorcerer. After training with Evie, Ray heads off to the environmental research club, filled with muscleheads called the Hunters. He's instantly accepted after the club president sees his body and his gold-level hunter pass. Ray then heads off to the garden club, where Rebecca is the president. A member, Dina Sarah, objects to him joining, so Rebecca tells her to test him. Dina accepts and tells him to tidy up a new garden within a week. Ray begins his task efficiently, and Rebecca even brings him lunch on the 3rd day. The two hear swords clashing during their chat, and Rebecca explains that a tournament to determine the strongest sorcery swordsman is about to take place. On the 4th day, the garden is all set, and Ray passes the test. While heading out, Ray remembers Abby's request to weed out a spy hiding in the academy. He finds Clarice on his way, and the two end up bonding over their mutual liking for bugs. In class, the levels of sorcery are discussed, along with the 7 branches. Class ends, and the Kafka Forest skill practical training is about to begin. Evie, Alyssa, Amelia, and Ray end up forming the required party of 4 to participate. The goal of the training is to go to various checkpoints and collect stamps within 24 hours while fighting off monsters. The training starts off, and the team has made good progress by night. They discuss Ray's past and Amelia's family. The next morning, the team hears a scream. Ray rushes to find Albert's gang attacked by a powerful bug, which he quickly defeats. The rest catch up, and Amelia is impressed and curious about Ray's abilities. Just then, a mysterious figure revives the monster. Ray faces the beast alone before Amelia, Alyssa, and Evie intervene, giving Ray the chance to split the monster in half. The gang completes the training in first place to a less than happy audience. Later on, Ray's master, Lydia, is waiting for him as the maid, Carla, escorts him inside. The two discuss Ray's health and how it'll take him 5 years to heal after the prior incident. Lydia was the previous Iceblade sorcerer. She discusses a rumor related to Ingram, the part of the brain where magic is generated. She believes research on the brain can reveal the truth of the world, but it seems that a group called eugenics is performing experiments on sorcerers unethically. Ray takes Lydia out, and the two discuss their past and his friends. They also talk about the tournament in which the 3 sorcery academies will be participating. Lydia gives Ray a book, and the two part ways. Back in the academy, Alyssa catches Ray in the middle of his training. She intends to go to the library, so Ray asks to join. The two head out and spend their time reading books. As they leave, Ray catches Clarice eavesdropping and invites her to lunch with them. The 3 part ways after some lighthearted conversation before Ray stumbles onto Amelia. She's there for an event for nobles and vents to Ray before the two discuss his day. Amelia seems a bit peeved at his date and asks him to accompany her on a shopping spree. The two talk about how good Ray is at talking to girls when a spider shows up, causing Amelia to rush out of the dressing room and into Ray's arms. In her underwear. Back in the academy, Ray converses with Helena. She seems to be worried over how the nobles must be treating him and her guilt towards past students who had left. In a shady part of the forest, Albert seems to be having a temper tantrum. After the Hunter Club's training, Dina gives Ray the key to the gardening club. He enters and finds Rebecca while she's in the middle of dressing. After the embarrassing encounter, the two have tea and discuss flowers. Rebecca is enjoying her time with Ray since he's the only one who doesn't seem affected by her lineage. Later on, the two discuss Ray's status as a member of the tournament committee and how he intends to cheer on Amelia. Ray asks about the Olgren family and learns that they study at the Dian Academy of Sorcery. Ray observes Amelia's sword training before she asks him to spar with her. The duel begins with Amelia on the offensive, but Ray doesn't let her land a hit. He purposefully throws the duel at the end. After the duel, the gang has lunch and discusses Ray's swordsmanship when Albert shows up, demanding a duel. The groups head out to the field, and Clarice notices a barrier around the area. Albert throws a sword at Ray before attacking. Ray notices the oddity in his rage. In the midst of the duel, Albert remembers his difficult childhood for being part of a low-class noble family. His thoughts are broken by orders from a man telling him to kill Ray. Albert starts firing off sorcery, but Ray casually deflects and dodges it. He acknowledges Albert's obsession with lineage but tells him not to make it the benchmark for skills. After wiping out his fiery attack, Albert kneels, enraged by his defeat. As Ray walks back, Amelia asks Ray who he is, but before she gets his answer, all the students are pinned with force and the mysterious person enters the field. She's revealed to be Helena Grady. Ray realizes she must be from eugenics and used a teacher's guise to abduct students. She mocks Ray for believing her act. Helena takes a step back and starts to use long-range sorcery. She's about to attack his friends when Ray releases his Chronos lock, creating a barrier of ice to protect them. He forms swords of ice, making Helena realize that Ray is the successor of the original Iceblade sorcerer Lydia. Ray uses anti-material code to destroy her spells before crippling Helena as she tries to run. She tries to distract him, but her sneak attack fails. Learning that he intends to take her alive, Helena injects her brain with the Dark Triad system, transforming into a demonic beast. Amelia wakes up to see Ray fighting the beastly Helena. Ray has the upper hand and reveals his prowess with the mechanics of ice and fire sorcery, along with his use of the supposedly impossible anti-material code. Ray keeps overpowering her as everybody looks on, but it seems that the ice is freezing his body. Helena takes advantage of his weakening body, but Ray uses a massive spell to bind her in a pillar of light. Ray collapses after deactivating his power. Ray remembers his past while he's unconscious. Lydia Ainsworth found him collapsed and took him to her platoon. Ray wasn't part of the kingdom, but rather from a cursed village. The unit, especially Lydia and Carol, get quite attached to Ray, but everyone but Carol thinks it would be a good idea to send him to an orphanage, away from the carnage. Their platoon leader discusses what to do with Ray when he enters the room. Lydia asks Ray what he would prefer, and Ray says that he wants to be with her. That was how she became his master. 6 years after his adoption, his unit, Astral, is participating in a war on behalf of the Arnold Kingdom. Lydia looks at corpses that suffered from the overheat affliction due to the stress of being in an environment close to death. It causes loss of control over power and a mental breakdown in sorcerers. Back at headquarters, the soldiers discuss the involvement of the Avil Empire in the war. Their superior, Lieutenant Colonel Henrik, warns them of the dangers. Captain Corain and Eric ask Ray to back out, but he doesn't intend to leave his family. Seeing his resolve, Havard states that he'll keep Ray safe. But in the war, Havard loses his life, which caused Ray to overheat. Ray awakens in present time to see Lydia, Abby, and Carla at his bedside. Lydia comforts him before leaving with Carla. Abby tells him how Lydia begged her to let him enroll because she wanted him to have a normal life. After the heartfelt talk, Abby leaves, and the rest of the gang enters. Ray apologizes to them before revealing his past as one of the Grand Sorcerers, his overheating and crippling Lydia, and how he's using the Chronos lock to suppress the overheat affliction. It's also the reason he can't use sorcery. Ray states his guilt over being with everyone even though his hands are bloodied, but everyone assures him that they want to be with him. Later at night, Albert approaches Ray and apologizes wholeheartedly. Ray instantly forgives him, and Albert vows to change. Next day, a new teacher comes in Helena's place. Carolyn. Carol explains the rules of the tournament, the strengths of Diam and Mercross academies, the role of the committee members, and how Rebecca was the winner last year. After class, Ray complains to Abby about Carol's hiring, but the person in question shows up and comedy ensues. After noon, Clarice and Ray are watching over potential participants, along with Amelia. It seems Amelia's father had told her to never lose to Ariane Olgren. Ray learns that Ariane is a strong competitor from Diam. A proud girl who's on par with Amelia. Amelia and Albert are two of the chosen participants. As Amelia is heading to her dorm, Ray meets her midway and asks her about her anxiety during the matches. He then offers to train her using the bootcamp handbook Lydia gave him. Amelia agrees. Amelia remembers the first time she met Ariane and how they became quick friends and spent their childhood together, only to grow apart because Amelia started treating Ariane as a rival. The next morning, Master White shows up to train Amelia. Hellish training ensues. At night, Amelia has rather odd dreams involving Ariane, Alyssa, Clarice, and a seductive Ray. Before Ray wakes her up for more training. The next few days, he has to chase and drag Amelia for training. During the later days of training, Clarice and Alyssa are helping Amelia out when an odd girl shows up and promptly leaves. She's making the rounds. It's actually Ray crossdressing to enter Diam Academy. He ends up finding a young, white-haired girl that resembles Ariane. Follow for more if you want to zap into the latest anime trends.